Game number 2 of round number 3 of the Tespa Preseason Overwatch Collegiate Championship is now. Welcome back to Butler Esports right here on Twitch.tv. My name is Cisco Scaramuzza. Alongside with me can be Joe Kirkpatrick, calling all the action for you here on a beautiful Sunday evening here in Indianapolis. Well, Joe, as we get set for the teams to get everybody into the lobby here for game number 2, the real question is, how much is Butler going to be able to recover? Because this is a team that basically just got rocked. They're going to have to change things up a little bit and make sure they get themselves back on par for round number 2 this evening.
Yeah. Sorry, I kind of deal stuff with this lobby here, but yeah, we're playing Colorado School of Mines. We've actually seen them a little bit in some of our Rocket League matches. I think our Rocket League A has played them at least once here in our Tespa North region, but yeah, so now we're playing them in Overwatch. I think their team is called Cocktails Served Mean or something.
Yes, something along those lines. It's an interesting
CSM.
yes, Cocktails Served Mean here for Colorado School of Mines, CSM. And looks like we're having a little bit of an issue getting Colin into the game here. Looks like he kind of exploded on us, so we'll have to make sure he gets back in. So a little bit of chat going on between the two teams right now as oh yeah, you can see Alex throwing his teams under the bus here, but as we get set, it looks like Colin's going to be rejoining, so we'll be back rolling here in about a minute or so. But the 3 maps coming up on tap for this round are going to be Horizon, Oasis, and Blizzard World. Now, excuse me, I look at Blizzard World, Joe, and that's the standout map. The scale's different, and it's a payload map. It's going to be the first one that we've seen all night long that could benefit the Bulldogs here.
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to remember. They played Rialto. Rialto was a loss a couple weeks ago, but Route 66 we saw them do really well on last week, which Kings Row. I think Kings Row is probably their closest map in week 1 as well. So yeah, the payload is pretty good for this team, definitely. So yeah, we'll have to see exactly how that goes.
Absolutely, Colin. Trying to get him in here, just loading up the game. So once that gets, yeah, he should be able to get him in. He's in now, so we'll send the ready key down from the stream tower, and we're ready to go and make sure we get everybody set to go on the rest of Butler here, Butler side as well as CSM side. We'll begin match number 2 on this evening of the Tespa Collegiate Championship right here in Overwatch, and we thank you for joining us here for this map. And last minute trash talking going on. The first map we're going to be heading to is going to be, of course, as we mentioned here just earlier, going to be Horizon, then Oasis, and then Blizzard World. And then the tiebreaker for these 2 rounds, didn't need in the first round, but in case we do, it's going to be Nepal. And that's going to be a little bit interesting for this team if they end up going all the way out there. But nonetheless, a very sort of all over the place team for CSM here, Joe. I mean, we see most everybody in about the 3,000 range, and we have Midget here with a 3,999 on his SR, and then Sentensky here with a 1971 rating. So kind of all over the place is this team.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, how their comps sort of build around that. But of course, that's what some of the stuff has been up in the air for Butler as well. It's they're even trying to reset their player icons perhaps to match. So as we're here again waiting for this match to start, it'll be interesting to see lots of teams, like week 1 was an example. I forget the team, but they had like a master or maybe even a GM like DPS sort of carry that they had to protect. That sort of changed their playstyle a little bit, changed Butler's as well.
And the icons getting changed, a little bit of a meeting of the minds here, as we'll give you a quick look at what's going on right now in the chat here, and it's a face-off of the player icons right now. Boston Uprising logos for Butler, because that's about the closest we can get to BU, and elephant logos for CSM, so you can see Yes, the trash talk continuing here for Butler, between Butler and CSM. But the Reddies, I think, getting ready and getting set to make things happen.
Now that the icons are ready, that
yeah. We just need the icons. So I'm thinking we're ready to go here on the side of for Butler, and just wait.
Sentient Ski is using tilt controls.
I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that was a thing in Overwatch.
I mean, if you've seen the dude who made a controller out of a loaf of bread and frozen pizza to play Brig, I mean, you could do anything.
Well, I mean, there you have it. I really can't overstep that, but we're heading to space here for map number 1, so we get set to take on Horizon Lunar Colony.
And it'll be Butler on the attack here as we go into this map that was sort of recently changed. Here in the last maybe the end of the summer or something. Got this update particularly, well, really to both points, changing up some of the defenders' cover, changing up some of the attacking pathways. So that'll be interesting to see exactly how that goes down. So again, hovering some of these different attack characters, we won't be able to see the defending comp yet, but it looks like potentially Moira, potentially Lucio. They have Zarya Diva right now, and Ryan, and Winston. So trying to do some kind of death ball comp. That would be, actually could be pretty effective here on Horizon.
Yeah, well, we're running you through a quick loadout of the Butler squad right now. It's going to be Colin going to be hopping on Diva here. Alex going to go to Lucio. Silent Storm, that's Caradwin. She's in this game and playing for Moira, picking up for one of the players who left earlier on. Jenny's going to be on Zarya. Then we got Luke on Winston, and Shelby going to be taking on Reinhardt. So a little bit of a change here. Shelby leaving the support here, going with the tank. Luke leaving a DPS, also going with a tank. The only DPS, no, we don't have DPS actually on this team. I think, yeah, no, literally no DPS on this team. Interesting.
This is the OG Slambulance, as they called it. In fact, even I believe that first quote came out here on an Attack Horizon back in Overwatch League Season 1. So I'll be interested, obviously the goal of this competition is just get on the point as quickly as possible and get in and start making the defenders come down into them.
Well, it's definitely working. You can see Butler, nobody going down in that quick melee, and now Butler on point here early, and the gonna start trading damage, and let's see who comes out of this victorious. First blood to Butler, Reinhardt coming in, and now they're gonna come in and knock out a Moira, 2 each for both teams. Now Luke gonna get taken out. There goes Alex, and now 3 only for Butler left up.
Yeah, slight numbers advantage here for Colorado.
Ooh, it's gonna go the other way.
Well, we'll see. It's pretty even. So we might get some ticks here yet on the point, but yes, still a lengthy battle coming down as Butler comes in for reinforcements. Looks like maybe just Diva on the point for Colorado.
Yeah.
Yes, and Lucio's coming in, so they'll probably break his back after having died. But yeah, so it's just gonna be a brawl, I think here. As long as there are more Butler players on the point than there are. Then there are CSM will actually get a little bit of bonus on the opponent respawn time, so that's kind of cool. Orisa coming in, I don't know, they're coming in with Hanzo ult. I was gonna say I might have given up a point, but they're
two ticks.
Make a valiant effort of it.
Yeah, 2 ticks for Butler, and now gonna try and take out Hanzo. They do, and just like that, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and point secured for Butler.
And look at the Butler ult, it's going crazy. We just used Diva Bomb, but now we've got Sound Barrier and Graph and Primal Rage and Earth Shatter all coming in. And Coalescence really fast building ult already at 60%. This is going to be really good if they can use this momentum in their favor. Again, going around on the right side, trying to stay together, exploit the tankiness of this composition.
Yeah, we're on board with Jenny right now. Joan, you can see the enemy Diva ult going to come in, not going to get anyone here, and Butler going on the attack now, and there's the Zarya ult. All the ult's going to get dropped this time. It's ulting for both sides. Who survives? Who goes down? And nobody going to go down here. Everybody continuing to stay alive for both sides. Diva going to get knocked out of mech here, and that's first blood for CSM, and now Moira gonna go down as well. Zarya gonna bubble, but Butler getting taken out like flies. Down now, only down to Zarya and Diva. Baby Diva still out of mech. Zarya gonna go down. All that's left is Diva, and it's a team kill for CSM.
Yeah, and unfortunately Moira died right with Coalescence. She was at 99% Coalescence. That could have been useful perhaps to recover that point, but they had already, I think, lost several by then. So we're getting a composition switch actually going into Pharah instead of the Winston, I think. So going into dropping that ult charge. I don't know. I guess it's more of a playstyle choice at this point. The Orisa on defense, I think, is interesting. That they wouldn't have gone with much more mobile Winston, especially considering the geometry at this point. But here we go, coming in on the point again. Is Butler.
Yeah, no, and you can see the Hanzo ult coming in. Enemy there, not able to catch a point out. Earthshatter ready for Shelby when she wants to drop it, trying to get everybody in, and gets booped forward, and it kind of backfires for her. Is now everybody going to go down once again, and CSM second successful point attempt. Zarya going to go down, just Baby Diva left, and it's not looking good for Colin. He's going to get grouped up, and just playing with their food right now is CSM. They're confident. And, yep, nope, not going to be able to get away, but they left Colin alive there a little bit to try and, I think, farm some percentage there. But another successful defender by CSM. 4 players were on fire. Lucio, Orisa, Brigida, and Hanzo, and now Brigida and Hanzo staying alight.
And some more composition changes as well, coming in with the Junkrat and Mercy instead of the Mercy Lucio, actually. So swapping over to more DPS heavy composition, hoping to wear down this Orisa, I suppose, earlier than they would have otherwise, which is fine. That makes sense considering what they're looking at here. But you do have to watch the Fortify there on the Reinhardt, or the Reinhardt has to watch the Fortify on the Orisa, I should say.
Yeah, and Zarya gonna get caught out here, and it just seems, I mean, I think it's a confident call by Luke to go with Pharah here, but I'm not sure about it, just from the fact that this is a closed surface map. We're still on board with Pharah, you can see right here, and everybody trying to snipe her out of the scaffolding, but I think for Luke might have a little bit better luck switching off Pharah. I just don't know how effective Pharah is going to be here.
Yeah, that's. I do know it's a comfort pick. You know, we saw how well that could work for Butler, particularly on Oasis last week against I think Lees McRae.
Yeah, correct. Yep.
But yeah, that's. But she certainly can be good at this point, so we'll see what happens. But again, the Hanzo all coming through. That's sort of been the bane almost of Butler's attacks. This whole time here on Assault maps, both in this match and in the last.
Yeah, we've seen at least 6 of them across the across tonight so far, and just Butler. Sometimes they're able to get out of it, but other times, like there, they just get suppressed and not able to make anything happen there. So you can see Luke kind of hiding behind the barricades a little bit, trying not to get caught out. And I think the problem I'm seeing here with what we need to, I think they just need to stick together a little bit more and make sure they're using their tanks, because we've seen a lot of basically the team kind of get split up and then just singled out here. As you can see, Luke going to the skies once again, Junkrat off to the left side, and the tanks kind of going down the middle trying to make it happen, and they're going to try and force the point that way.
Yeah, and Zarya coming in with the grab. Obviously this Lucio ult, they got to work through that now, but up until very recently, the team was pretty far spread out as well, so it's hard to get very good value out of that. But the grab is thrown out, several kills coming in, and Butler now has a very slight advantage on the point until this Hanzo ult, but again, the more they can do that, the more they can delay their opponent's respawns.
Yeah, and the points and the spawns in favor of CSM now because they're right next door. Brigida staying alive. Brigida doing work here is Colin. Colin gonna go down, but that's gonna be enough nearly to get Butler a tick here. Revive coming in for Brigida. Brigida staying up on a only person on the point. Now here comes the Hanzo, so 2 snipers on the point. And here comes Alt Diva opposite side. Great block there by Shelby as they're going to continue to stay alive. Hanzo goes down on the enemy side. And Butler, first tick up. They could grab it here.
Yeah, and we have the barrage up as well. That most recent Diva bomb, a really excellent evasion on Luke's part. Trying to dodge among the rafters so we didn't get killed again, because that grab was really important, or the barrage was really important in trying to keep this going.
May delay coming in. Yeah, May delay coming in for CSM, trying to last minute, and that's a good call for a last minute hold if they can pull it off. But May continuing. No, May goes down. No, May's still up. Somehow it was going to be Lucio and Tracer, it looks like, went down, but dive saves trying to happen for CSM. There goes May. Now just Orisa left on the point at the moment. There goes Moira, who got there and just got killed. And running out of time is CSM, but Butler trying to steal this away. CSM just buying themselves time, but they're on the last tick here. Butler very, very close to capturing.
And the Doofus comes out now here as far as really trying. And that's actually gonna be it. The Lucio can't quite get on point in time. Throwing out the grab, throwing out the May wall. But that is going to be a 0.2 cap for Butler. Pretty nice attack, all in all. A little bit indecisive switching from point A to point B. But once they finally did find their footing, they're able to take it with even a very small amount of time in the bank, not quite to overtime.
And this looks to be about the closest game that we've seen since that Kings Row map earlier on 2 weeks ago with Butler. This looks to be an even kind of match here because it went right down to the wire. CSM did an excellent job of running out the clock, and that's exactly what they needed to do here. So you see the score up top right there. 2 points for Butler with a 10-second advantage should we go to OT, but as it sits right now, assembly time coming down to the end. We'll take a look at Butler's loadout and see who's rocking what as we get to defend here on Horizon Lunar Colony. First pick's coming out, and it's going to be, looks like Caradwin going to go with Mercy, and Luke going to go to McCree here. I like that pick by LaCrue. Jenny gonna go back to the tanks here with Reinhardt. It looks like Colin gonna go with Diva. Shelby going back to the ace here with Anna, and that just leaves Alex. Final pick for him.
Yeah, probably. If I. Oh no.
Junkrat.
Some different. But yeah, McCree Junkrat. That's nice. I'm a fan of that. As with this really long approach that comes up to point A, stay up on the high ground for McCree is a great strategy. Try to take advantage as much of that as possible, and then Junkrat just spam from long range. Try to get some of those hits with his mines traps, grenades, explodey, as he describes it. But yeah, this is gonna be good. Ryan Diva, and again Mercy and Anna, they're on double support.
Yeah, we'll have to see what the loadout's going to be for CSM, but defense coming up. 4 minutes on the board. Let's see what they can do, what the Bulldogs can do here on defense. And seeing Junkrat projectiles already down. We got a sniper on each side. Looked like a Widow. Genji coming in right side, trying to get to the point here early. And Butler just hanging tough up there by the computers. And now the Winston going to try and break that up. Anna going to go down. First blood, second blood. Widow on fire here for CSM. There's 2 players down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah. I wonder if that wasn't something that Butler was expecting here, as CSM's moving right pretty well onto the point. Yeah, this Widow from behind is just while Butler's distracted on the point, Widow's just getting crazy, going crazy here in the back, and that's not looking good. I think
that's team kill. Yep.
Probably gonna have to let that go. And get set up here for point B.
And so Butler's going to have to come from behind here. They have to defend about 7 minutes or so and make it work on the point. But I absolutely agree, Joe. The Widow for CSM just causing distraction, causing disorder, causing decay there in the Butler lines. Not able to stay alive, as now Butler, they have to stay alive here or else they could fall behind in this match. First map down, so Butler, now the ult gonna come in with Anna on Winston there, and Reinhardt trying to make the charge. Jenny not able to make it happen, but Winston,
again.
Holy cow, 4 kills
just from main, 4 kills just from main, and that's just a team wipe coming in as their CSM is picking up point B, and they've just got to rush out there. Primal Rage trying to stall as much as they possibly can, but it's not even gonna work. Pretty really quick point B capture here for CSM.
Yeah, so CSM gonna win this map this time, or no, actually no, it's because they got that cap, so not quite yet. It's gonna come down to a golden goal, as it were. First, as far as you can get in the map here with the time allotted. Butler gets 50 seconds back, so they're gonna get about a minute here on attack, and meanwhile CSM has a very luxurious 7 minutes here, but Butler last minute, they're gonna have to make the attack count here.
Yeah, they have 1 minute to attack, and then I think 30 seconds if they are able to cap point A to get to point B, but then it's essentially one fight each time is all they have time for. So they've got to really make this count. Again, coming in with this quad tank Slambulance, I like it. This is a strategy that worked pretty well last time. As long as they can keep a presence on the point, it really doesn't matter how long it takes, because overtime obviously will continue until either every person on Butler dies or the point is capped. So yeah, I'm a fan of this. If they can keep up the momentum that they had, at least initially going from point A to point B in their first attack, this is going to work out pretty well for them, hopefully.
Yeah, so we got Colin, Diva, Alex on Lucio, Kara on Moira, Jenny going to be on Zarya, Luke on Winston, and Shelby going to stick with Reinhardt as last-minute chances for Butler. Can they make anything happen? Let's find out. Starting to roll in already. The Bulldogs going to go lower once again. They thought about going the high ground last time by, but the Slambulance doing its job. Moira going to go down with the sleep and get stuck behind this pillar, and that could be bad news bears for her. No, she gets out of there thanks to the bubble, but Lucio going to go down there as Bulldogs going to try and contest, and not able to do so as three players on the point right now, and just going to get wiped down are the Bulldogs. Not looking good.
Yeah, these losses, and especially with this time bank, you've got to reset really quickly. It's good to get those kills, but now they've got to all be together here.
Yeah, Bulldogs last second, they're running out of time. They're out of time, 15 seconds left to go. It's got to happen, it's going to happen now for the Bulldogs. Alex, Lucio, trying to get there in time, trying to keep Reinhardt alive, not able to do so. 7 seconds left, somebody touched the point. Not going to happen. Bulldogs, no, Winston last, no, he'll die on it. Diva gets in with time. Colin last second will keep it in OT here, but Baby Diva's not going to be able to do it. Last second out, Jenny coming in with the Zarya, and Hanzo, no.
Can't quite make it.
Just like that, it's gonna have to be, Butler's gonna have to hold them to absolutely nothing if they want to hold on here.
Yes, so and that whole attack fell apart even right on one sleep dart right at the very beginning, with the sleep onto, I think it was the Moira from Arrow on the side of CSM, that completely threw off Butler's approach, and that was enough to cause all of that, chain reaction all the way down the line.
Well, I think the strategy for Butler is you have to be aware of that Widow because of how deadly she was. I'd have to think if you're CSM, you may as well just stick with what worked, and Widow was working there, Joe. I'm expecting to see Widow, especially with the generous time bank that CSM has here.
Most definitely, and I think that's the double shields. That's one way to counter Widow for sure. Another way would be to set up some kind of dive. I know we have been playing some Winston Diva earlier in this series, and that could have been a strategy there too. I don't know if one is necessarily more effective than the other, especially considering this team. But double shields trying to protect the Bastion, that's another viable way to do it. The only disadvantage here then is that if you do get dove on and overwhelmed here on the point, there's not much you can do about it, and it'll be a quick point take for CSM if Butler's able to start slipping even a little bit.
So we saw the characters on your screen there, and we're following along with Luke, who I think is going to be the linchpin for this. Now going to hop on board with Reinhardt with Jenny, and you see the dive very early. Yep, Widow's back up once again, so Widow going to try and do some damage. First blood to Butler, though. They're going to knock Diva out of mech. And meanwhile, Jenny out of shield already, but Butler taking in this extreme corner off the point a little bit, but I like this a little bit different here from Butler.
Yeah, this is just a really super extreme protect the president type comp, right? We got 2 shields, we've got the damage boost and pocket healing for the Bastion in the form of the Mercy, as well as the damage boost, in effect from the Discord of the Zenyatta, all in the effort of just maintaining incredibly high DPS. The other issue, though, is their setup. They're not actually set up on the point. So I think they're just. And
that's what can happen. Look at Winston. 5. 6, and it's over.
6K. Wow.
Well, we thought the Widow was deadly, and apparently we were wrong, because Winston, holy cow, I have not seen a Winston play like that in quite a while, but CSM going to go up 1-0 on Butler and play the game. No question in my mind, Winston, and let's just watch, listen, and learn here.
Yeah, right there at the very end, this is the captain of Colorado School Mines, just gigantic cleave damage all the way, all 6 of them all together. And again, not sitting on the point, I don't know if that would have mattered too much here for this Winston dive, but just incredible support all around from that attack by CSM. So it's this sort of a one-dimensional defense strategy in that there was a pretty clear weakness that once you can get all up in the face of that composition Butler's running, that's where some of your problems will start lying.
I'll tell you what, the monkey was on fire on that one in his home turf, Horizon Lunar Colony, and now it's going to come down one final map for Butler to get a win tonight. It has not been an easy night for the Bulldogs, but it'll come down to Oasis, a map that I think a little bit of a mixed reaction. I know I'm not a huge fan of it. I know Shelby's not a huge fan of it, but we'll have to see how the Bulldogs are going to adapt to Oasis here, which traditionally has not been a great map for this team.
Yeah, although they did win, not yesterday, last week against Lise McRae, maybe?
Yes, Lise McRae. That's the only team we played, Joe, so I'd really hope it was last week.
Yeah, because we had 2 wins, but we only had 1 match. But yeah, so that map went particularly well for them last week. So it's probably safe to say we'll be predicting some Farah from Luke coming out again. Which he has been showing some pretty good skill on going into, even there from Horizon 2nd, and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and
but of course, all 3 points to a certain extent are good for Farah on Oasis.
Yeah, I have to agree. And Oasis, a single CP here, so a little bit different of a map style. We're not going to see the attack defend like we've seen the last 2 rounds, and that could help Butler out as we get set to send things off to Iraq as we go check out the Oasis.
Eventually.
Like
they might be changing their things again. We'll see.
Yeah, no, icon switching here for CSM and trying to take the mental victory over Butler, and you can see the fraction right now in the splitting up a little bit on the, okay, I see where everything's going now. It's America going to be represented. Oh, no, and it's a change there, New Zealand, last second. Or is that Australia? Oh, boy.
That's Australia,
I
think. I don't know.
We're going to get fried for that one here later on when this gets released as a VOD, but nonetheless, Ready's coming out. Our stream's ready. I think the Bulldogs are ready to go. And
I have a Mexican flag.
And we have a Korean flag here from Alex, so not really sure why. And now a German flag coming in from Collins, so the patriotism coming in. Sweden. Yep.
Yeah.
Sweden. Meanwhile, Luke just missing the point of this entirely, really. And
yeah, he might not have played during summer games. I don't know.
And
there's Jordan.
Yep.
That one is Jordan.
That was a good call for that one because I probably would have gotten that wrong.
I represented Jordan in a Model U conference in high school. So
really?
That's how I know that.
Okay.
That's how I know that one. Yeah.
And Japan now coming from Collins. So, I think they're ready to go. Jenny going to call ready. And just like that, now we'll finally set down, which find us in southern Iraq at Oasis.
Okay. So, again, like we were looking at... what was the first control map? I don't even remember. In the first match, we played Ilios.
Yes.
And so this is Oasis. Again, we got 3 different control points. My screen is currently showing Oasis Gardens. I don't know if that's where we're headed or not.
Yeah, I believe we were heading to Gardens first here.
Cool. So yeah, Farah's a great choice. Soldier's a great choice. Again, possibly anticipating, that counter Farah is good. Farah Mercy. Lucio on support is fine. Winston Diva Dive. I mean, that makes sense. This makes sense with this point. Actually, it looks like we're looking at City Center.
Oh, yeah, we are. So they did switch it on us last second. This was actually the first map for Butler a week ago when they played Lise McRae. See, I forget the team, but nonetheless, we'll take a look at the lineup right now. Colin is going to be on Diva here. It looks like Alex is going to go with the Winston. Silent Storm, that's Caradwin. She's on Lucio. Jenny going to be on Soldier. Luke going to be on Farah. And Shelby going to go with Mercy. So possibly a pharmacy in the works here for the Bulldogs. And yep, that's exactly what it's looking like. You can see Shelby plays a little bit different of a pharmacy than your traditional pharmacy. Does a lot to try and make sure the team stays up and leaves Farah for dead sometimes, but it seems to be working right now. As a great shot there early for Soldier, but Jenny not able to make it happen. Luke going to go down. First blood to CSM here, as looks like Jenny and Luke going to go down here first.
Yeah, taking out the damage, half of the damage and support Farah Mercy combo. With some well-placed shots by the Ana there, enabled by the Zenyatta. And that's going to lead to a first point take here from CSM. And driving Butler all the way out here. Genji going in deep might be able to, yeah, took him out, but a little overzealous with the rockets, perhaps.
And you can tell CSM playing very confidently right now, due to them kind of forcing them out a little bit. They could play a little more defensive, but I think right now the mindset for CSM, we really don't have a reason why we need to play super defensive. So Butler gonna have to maybe get a little aggressive here and try and capitalize on that. Winston gonna go down, but takes Zenyatta with him, but the opposite Ana ult gonna go in the way of D.Va, and D.Va gets knocked out of mech. Colin running for the hills here, but gonna grab both a kill with the pistol as well as a mech kill there on D.Va. Now opposite D.Va gonna get knocked out of mech. Baby D.Va gonna go down. Hanzo left here for CSM. Butler capitalizing on that aggressiveness.
Yeah, so sometimes you see teams try to run a Pharah just to counter their opponents. You know, in this case, CSM's Hanzo putting in some good work against Starfara, but in this case, not quite enough. It's the Hanzo Genji. You know, we might see some changes off of that. I don't know. Now that we're no longer in control, we do have the attack visor and sound barrier. In addition to the Winston ult that we've built now here to try to hold this, try to match 52% currently for CSM.
Yeah, and Butler not wanting to give in here to CSM. It was not a great first round, but trying to rebound and get some momentum on their side. Butler doing a great job right now. As you see Winston D.Va up top, and kind of a battle of the Winston and the D.Vas. Both heroes on both sides for Butler. Enemy D.Va going to go down as Colin now, as we hear back there, that looks like a Genji ult trying to make things happen. Down, down, down. 3 down for Butler right there. As Lucio, Soldier, and Pharah gonna go down. Colin tried to stay alive and go after the baby D.Va, but Transcendence there from Zenyatta knocks Colin out of mech.
Yeah, pulling out the Transcendence and the Genji Blade there, the part of CSM for that attack. Butler, meanwhile, coming back with 4 ults, including Attack Visor and Barrage. Hopefully be able to get some use out of that. Again, now coming in, they were actually able to exactly match 52% on that first attack. Unfortunately, losing Soldier right here early means they're going to have to wait for a resurrection here, but they ought to be able to come in, use some of these ults, get some progress of their own on the point again.
Yeah, and they'll have to burn some of these ults, and yep, nope. Looks like dropping the music this time on Lucio, and immediately D.Va goes down, but D.Va back up, and Butler trying to get something. 2 hits there. We got the kill from Soldier. 3 now. Jenny popping off here. Last second, gonna try and get this point back. 3 kills, and possibly more as Winston gonna ult, and now they'll go after D.Va out of mech.
Winston and Genji are single-handedly saving this point right now for CSM. But the kills aren't quite coming through yet. Pharah doing some cleanup work, and now Butler is indeed going to be capping back. So, but CSM sitting at 99%. They have 1 fight to win. As here now, Ana's taking pot shots again at our Pharah.
You take a look at the ults right there. Pharah, Mercy, and D.Va all have ults, but it's safe to assume CSM was saving theirs. It's going to have to take a little bit of strategy from Butler not to give this one away. As the law just started spectating. Got some video game high school shout out there, but nonetheless, oh, no, he's gone immediately. So, random person joined the game, and now they're gone. But nonetheless, Pharah up very high up in the air as Luke using the dome as a bit of a block. Genji trying to go for the pro kill there, but D.Va gonna go down. Luke somehow stays alive, but first blood to Butler here.
Yeah, just out of range. Only 23 health, but yeah, the Nanoblade not finding much on the part of CSM, which is good. Obviously, you know, Butler will take all the help they can get on that. If we can get D.Va out of mech, won't even need to worry about it. I was gonna say get D.Va out of mech, then we can get some barrage happening. But you know, Luke says he doesn't need D.Va. Just wait till she boosts out of the way. So Genji very, very low, finally taken out.
It's a very aerial Genji by CSM there.
Yeah, and again, we're still sitting at 99-99 now for both teams. Just waiting to get some kills. Pharah has to drop down to contest the point, but it's looking like it's probably going to go the way of CSM, at least for now. Sitting at 4-1 difference, contesting here at overtime.
Yeah, and that's all it's going to be.
And Lucio, yeah, can't touch. Yeah, so really close round, back and forth, you know, 3 or 4 times, I think. Yeah, interested to see that as the strategies evolved. Yeah.
No, I think that was we saw a lot of great avoids by Luke up in the air, but ultimately just couldn't survive long enough, and It was a very different Genji to what I'm used to seeing, a very aerial Genji, but it was definitely distracting for Luke there, but Butler doing a great job and showing they don't want to give in necessarily. This isn't quite an open and shut case here, as now we're going to head to Garden and see what Butler can scrape out from the barrel here in the end. What are we going to see? What's going to happen? Let's find out right now.
So right now we're looking at Soldier, McCree, Junkrat with Winston, Mercy. Okay, it makes a little bit more sense. Soldier, Junkrat with Orisa, D.Va. Okay, so again, some last-minute composition changes. Now we're going over to Winston, D.Va. This is so sacrificing some of these, initial positioning on the points for the sake of trying to get the composition they want, which is fine. But now you got to come up with the kills to back that up.
Yeah, and Widow coming back out, and that's bad news for Butler, as Widow starting to suppress the Bulldogs a little bit. Here is point going to be open now for the tanking. Nobody on point right now, actually, but that's because CSM just going for the kills. And Butler now, the CSM, you can see him drop back and get the point, and just like that, point for CSM. Butler in trouble here.
Yeah, they're trying to reset, coming in for another attack. Yeah, so that first one, I don't know if I would say it was entirely on the back of those composition switches, but certainly an uncertain start, is never an advantage here going into a map like this. It looks like Butler's trying to push in through the bottom, almost coming down on the point from the underside, which there are good strategies for that, but you do run the risk of being pushed off the edge. There's the hit right there. Yeah, charge, Winston ults, that sort of thing. Did I hear a charge? No, that was our own charge.
Yeah, and you can see the ult coming in and just the ult starting to drop. It was 1 kill for Junkrat, now 2 for CSM. And here comes the Winston ult, and it's bad news bears for Butler. And looks like a attack mercy kill there, but trying desperately to keep D.Va alive is Shelby. Shelby gonna go down. That just leaves Colin down there all on his lonesome. Gonna get knocked out of mech here, and it's bad news for Colin. Run away, baby D.Va.
So that Nano Primal Rage and the D.Va Bomb might have been a little bit overkill for trying to pick up that fight win. But at the same time, it's you got to do what you got to do, I suppose. Swapping off the Winston from Butler and going back to the McCree. It's interesting choice. I would have perhaps at least waited until I could get the use of a Primal Rage, but nevertheless, they're going in with it. And again, these kills coming in kind of staggered. That it's a little bit concerning.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be last minute for Butler. Everything on the line, the game on the line. 10% left, and right now the Bulldogs in a very bad way. You can see Junkrat coming in last second. 5% left. Is there anything left for the Bulldogs? No, Junkrat gonna go down, and no OT just in time is the Winston. But High Noon coming in. The Bulldogs gonna fall, and that looks like it's gonna be it. No, see it, they're staying alive. But now D.Va gonna go down there, and the Bulldogs gonna go down, and that'll be it. CSM takes this round. They take the match 2-0.
Yeah, McCree trying to go on the flank with the High Noon, couldn't quite touch the point around the side in time. But yeah, so that was a more one-sided point to be sure than City Center was. I'm not entirely sure though that was necessarily. I'm not entirely sure the discrepancy was necessarily so much misplay as it was, just sort of cohesion issues, planning issues here for cities. No, this is Gardens for Gardens.
Yeah, but nonetheless, that's going to take Butler out of this one, and it's all going to be over tonight for the Bulldogs. Not able to scrape away a win, but nonetheless looked very good in some of these games, and just like that, we'll send things off for the evening. We'll sign off here as well. And for myself, Cisco Scaramuza, alongside Joker Patrick, as well as Ryan Rogers, everybody behind the scenes at the Butler Gaming Club for make this happen, Butler Esports, we'll say goodnight here from Butler's Esports Twitch channel. This has been round number 3 of the Tespa Collegiate, or the Tespa Preseason Overwatch Collegiate Championship right here on Butler Esports. Good night from Indianapolis.
And go Dogs.